Now let's bring everything together with real-world examples. Data-driven decision-making isn't just a theoretical concept. It's something that businesses across industries are already leveraging to drive growth and success. In this final video, we'll look at specific Social Awaken case studies to illustrate how using data can radically transform social media strategies and ultimately business outcomes. Of course, we won't mention their names just to protect them, but let's start with one of our dessert clients. Our work with them is a perfect example of how data can guide a successful social media strategy, particularly during a store launch. When launching a new location for this particular client, they wanted to create buzz and drive foot traffic on opening day. Using data from previous campaigns, we identified which posts had performed best in terms of engagement and conversions. We found that short, visually captivating dessert videos, especially those highlighting indulgent menu items, had consistently driven high engagement, especially when we showed that content to people in the right audience of that new location. We also knew that their audience was most active in the late evening between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Armed with this data, we crafted a targeted campaign that included countdown posts, behind-the-scenes footage of the store's preparation, and high-quality visuals of their best-selling desserts. By posting during peak engagement times and boosting content with targeted ads, we saw a 30% increase in store visits compared to previous launches. Let's look at the next case study, a multi-site burger brand that we work with. With them, we faced a different challenge. They wanted to drive more foot traffic for in-store promotions, specifically around their specialty burgers. By analyzing data from their previous campaigns, we noticed a trend. Posts featuring close-up, slow-motion videos of their burgers being prepared garnered the highest engagement. We also knew from our audience analysis that their customers were most likely to engage with social content during the lunch hours, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., and again in the evening between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. So we structured their campaign around these peak times, focusing on high-quality video content that highlighted the craftsmanship and delicious appeal of their burgers. As a result, we helped increase their in-store traffic by 25% and saw a significant rise in social media engagement across platforms. Now let's look at the next case study. One of the most impactful ways we've used data was for a local restaurant chain looking to grow its presence on TikTok. TikTok's algorithm is heavily influenced by trends, so we tapped into data to identify food-related hashtags and trending sound bites. One video which used a trending sound and featured a chef garnishing a dish went viral, attracting hundreds of thousands of views in just a few days. More importantly, the video brought new customers into their restaurants, driving an increase in sales by 20% during the campaign. Now let's bring it all together. These case studies show how data-driven strategies can transform social media efforts into tangible business outcomes. Whether you're a small business or a larger chain aiming to increase bookings, the key is in leveraging the data you already have. And this applies to any type of business. Regularly reviewing your performance metrics, identifying trends, and understanding what content resonates most with your audience, allowing you to make smarter and more strategic decisions. Now let's look at the key takeaways. Number one is data-driven strategies lead to measurable improvements in engagement, traffic, and sales. Number two is regularly analyze your performance and adjust your strategy based on what data shows. Success isn't about guesswork. It's about using the data at your disposal to make informed, smart decisions. I've always had it in my career that people often said, it's impossible to track certain metrics, especially as a physical business versus an online business. But these examples have just shown you that that is further from the truth. Now let's take a moment to reflect. Take a moment to think about your own social media strategy. Are you using data to guide your decisions, or are you still relying on guesswork? What adjustments can you make today to incorporate data into your approach and drive better results? In this chapter, we've explored how data-driven decision-making can elevate your social media strategy. We've also looked at the tools available to help you track performance, discussed how to build and manage a strong social media team, and examined real-world examples of success from our Social Awaken clients. Remember, success on social media is not about guesswork. It's about data-driven decisions. The more you understand your audience and your performance metrics, the better equipped you'll be to adapt and grow. This marks the end of Chapter 5, but more importantly, it brings us to the close of this entire course. As you move forward, keep refining your strategies, invest in your team, and always let data guide your path to success.